Alright guys, Russian here, Jared. Got a little bit of an English project that I gotta do, so I thought I'd do this as kind of like a podcast thing too and have some fun with a friend of mine. Say hi.
Hello, my name's Devyn. I'll be debating against Russian.
So, I guess with that said, we can get started.
You may start.
So, religion, I believe, can do more harm than it can do good nowadays. Religion has been a thing that can not only affect personal life, but it can affect public life just as well. For personal life, religion can be something that can be stressful, or maybe even push towards depression with the children, because there are families out there that are really strict with their beliefs. And as a kid, and when you're growing up, when you have things that are being forced on you, it can add to that stress, the depression, and it can make life hard work.
Well, I have a question for you, then. If religion can be so stressful, which it can, and it can be definitely a pusher for depression in some instances with religious fanaticism in families, what do people go to when they are stressed or when they are depressed? Many people have looked to religion, looked to their faith to take away these burdens. Religion gives us hope, and for many, faith is a powerful grounder, something that helps them sleep at night and wake up in the morning. Certainly there are downfalls to faith and to religion. Certainly there is religious fanaticism and state religion, which I don't believe holds any relevance in today's society, and there is also overall intolerance in faith. But teachings in all religions hold some level of discrimination, but such views I feel are not necessarily 100% binding to individual interpretation of faith in general, whether you are Muslim, Christian, Hindu, or so on. All religions preach love, compassion, and charity, and so the minorities that hold these stressful and depression-pushing views are not the main group.
Now, you said that all religions show love, compassion, and charity. Now, what if we take a little bit of a look into the past? Back then, it has been known and has been shown, religion has been a major conflict, starting wars and mass murders. If we look at the Romans, for example, Christians were blamed for the burning of the city, for what they believed in. They were crucified. Now, mass slaughters, murders, crucifixion, whatever case it may be, it may not be a common thing today, or maybe it's not for the more developed countries and areas, as you would put it. So, like the U.S., Britain, Paris, it's not really common there, but for the more rural parts, like parts of Africa, certain parts of Asia, it is still a common practice, and it's still a common thing that happens. People are murdered for their beliefs, and some are even sacrificed due to their religion. It is still very common in some of those areas.
So, what I said was that all religions teach love, compassion, charity. You bring up history, and history shows us time and again, yes, faith has been a tool for destruction and for war and for hatred. It still, in many ways, is used like that today. But my point is that, and like I said before, there are bad apples in a group. If we look back at the Romans, we look back at Hellenic beliefs, the belief in the Roman gods. They did blame Christians, and they fought against the Christians and crucified several of them for what they believed and blamed them for many problems. The thing with that is that not every Hellenic believer believed in that form of violence, believed in that form of sacrifice, that belief of hatred. If we look at the Crusades, that's something that you didn't bring up, but that kind of holy war model is very much so shunned today, and it's shunned if you look at interpretation, which is a major thing in all religions. You bring up modern day, certain parts of Asia, such as the Middle East, for sure. Certain parts of Africa, for sure, there is hatred. But that is due to interpretation of their holy texts or of their individual beliefs that tend to be radical or non-conformant to the main belief. If you look at main beliefs of Sunni or Shiite Islam, very much so emphasized on peace and compassion and non-judgment. If you look at most groups of Christianity, especially the modern form of Catholicism or certain Protestant denominations, it is very much so based in charity and turning the other cheek. So,
yes, it does come down to interpretation, but there's still many points and there's still problems in today's society where religion can still do more harm than good. And you brought up the thing about a bad apple. As we know and most people learn when growing up, the bad apple spoils the whole batch. It just takes one wrong to screw an entire thing up, even if it's not even something common. Take an example as, say one kid was using their cell phone in class one day, and it was just for a little bit. Kid gets caught. Yes, it may have only been him and everybody was doing what they were doing, but it's still that one bad apple who ruins it for the rest of the class when the teacher decides, alright, I'm going to start taking your cell phones away if I see it again. It's that one bad apple that can screw up a whole thing.
alright. Hey there!
Alright, so, that was pretty much the debate.
I wish I got a final rebuttal.
Following the structure we were given, this is for English class. Just so everybody knows, I don't have a problem with what you believe in. I'm just gonna leave it at that.
Neither do I.
So, I hope you guys enjoyed the debate. We each picked a side, we supported it, and then came back and all that. Like I said, this is for online English, so I guess I'll let you guys know how this ends up turning out. Thank you for listening. And possibly, maybe...
Future on.
Yeah, maybe see some actual decent podcasts future on.
With not just audio.
Yeah, so, до свидания, my friends.
Yeah!